Hello friends, myself Assistant Professor Partha Mistry from Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center Navsari. Friends, today we discuss our topic from our first chapter Network Theorems, and the topic name is Thevenin's Theorem. In last video we discussed the statement and the proof of the Thevenin's Theorem, and we see the two examples regarding the explanation. So same here in this video we discuss more two examples with different configuration. Friends, here is the flow of content of our video. That is, initially we again repeat the statement of Thevenin's theorem, then we go for the example number 3, example number 4, and the G2 questions which will be repeatedly asked in our G2 exam. So friends, first of all we again revise the statement of Thevenin's theorem. The statement is that it states that any linear active network with output terminal can be replaced by a single voltage source VTH, or we can say Thevenin equivalent voltage, in series with a single impedance ZTH, where VTH is known as Thevenin's equivalent open circuit voltage and ZTH is known as Thevenin's equivalent impedance. So entire circuit will be replaced by Thevenin source and Thevenin equivalent impedance, and the current from the load is calculated by equation, that is capital I equals to VTH upon ZTH plus ZL, or we can say Z load. So this is the statement of Thevenin's theorem, and here is the equation for the load current, that is I equals to VTH upon ZTH plus ZL. So here the network A is replaced by open circuit terminal, that is AB. So between AB load is connected and load will be removed, and we have calculated the open circuit voltage VTH, and then after from that terminal we calculate the Thevenin equivalent impedance ZTH by suppressing all the independent source to that zero value. In case voltage source is given, then it will be shorted, and if the current source will be given, then it will be open, and from the terminals A and B we calculate the ZTH, and entire circuit will be converted into the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So from the network A we convert the entire circuit by one Thevenin equivalent source and one Thevenin equivalent impedance. So the entire network will be converted into the Thevenin equivalent network by using Thevenin's theorem. So friends, let us discuss these phenomena with more to example. So let us start. Example number 3. The question is that in a G2 exam, the question will be asked that obtain Thevenin's equivalent circuit for the network shown in the following figure and calculate the value of IL. IL means the current flowing to the load, or we can say load current IL. Here the load is 5 ohm, that is given between terminal A and B. So friends, what is our first step? Our first step is that remove the 5 ohm resistor and convert to 10 volt source into current source. So friends, initially we have to remove the 5 ohm resistors from the main diagram, and we have to convert these 10 volt source into current source. We know that whenever a voltage source is converted into current source, so whatever the resistance connected in series with the voltage source comes into the parallel with that particular converted current source. So here the source is converted into the voltage. So as per the Ohm's law, I equals to V upon R. The voltage is 10 volt. The resistor is 10 ohm. So 10 divided by 10 and we get the current source of 1 ampere. So I equals to 1 ampere over here. So we get the current source of 1 ampere. So now we redraw the figure number 1. So figure number 1, 2 ampere source is as it is. Now we introduce the current source of 1 ampere instead of 10 volt voltage source. So 1 ampere current source is provided over here. The 10 ohm resistor is now comes into the parallel of this 10 ohm, and 20 ohm is already in the circuit, which will be placed over here as per the main diagram, and both the terminals are open over here. So now we make this circuit like this. So the total of two current source we get, that is 2 ampere, 1 ampere, and two resistance with parallel, that is 10 ohm and 20 ohm. So from the figure number 2, so this figure we have to develop. So from this figure now we can clearly see that the 2 ampere and 1 ampere both are in parallel, so total of that flowing to this circuit. So we can write the 2 ampere plus 1 ampere, that is 3 ampere over here, and these 10 ohm and 20 ohm both are in parallel, so R equivalent of that 2 is calculated over here. So finally we get the value of R equivalent, that is 10 parallel 20, that is 20 divided by 3 ohm. So 3 ampere and 20 divided by 3, so both are rearranging over here. So 3 ampere, which will be in parallel with R equivalent, that is 20 by 3 ohm. So from this side, or we can say from the load side, or we can say from the terminals A and B, we calculate the open circuit voltage of our main figure. So VTH equals to 20 divided by 3 multiplied by 3, or we can say V equals to IR. So I here is this that is 3 ampere, and R tends to 20 by 3 ampere. So VTH equals to 20 volt. VTH equals to 20 volt. So open circuit voltage VTH we get over here, that is 20 volt. So we have VTH, but remaining RTH is, so to find out the RTH from the main figure, we suppress the voltage source by short circuited. So only two resistance will be there, that is 10 ohm and 20 ohm. Again we repeat that how we find the RTH. So in main figure, or in converted figure, we can see that over here all the sources, independent sources, set to their zero value. So these 2 ampere will be sorted, this 1 ampere will be sorted. So only this kind of figure will be remain in the figure. So this figure will be now considered as a final figure to calculate the RTH. So RTH will be like this, and 20 parallel to 10. So we get the value, that is 10 multiplied by 20 divided by 10 plus 20. So 200 divided by 30. So RTH we will get 20 divided by 3 ohm. So now we have the value of VTH and RTH. So we easily develop the Thevenin's equivalent network. So VTH, that is 20 volt, RTH, that is 20 divided by 3. So between terminal A and B we connect both in series. So voltage and impedance are connected in series, and we have developed the Thevenin equivalent circuit like this. So here we have Thevenin circuit. Now we introduce the network B, or we can say initially we remove the load RL. Now we have to reconnect the load RL to calculate the load current IL. So connect 5 ohm resistor back into Thevenin's equivalent network, and over here we can see that between terminal A and B RL is connected. So Thevenin circuit introduced the load current. So we have all the values VTH, ZTH and ZL. So put all the values in the load current IL. So IL equals to 20, that is VTH divided by ZTH, that is 20 divided by 3, we already calculated, and ZL, that is 5 ohm, so which will be added over here. So 20 divided by 3 plus 5. So by simplification we get the 12 divided by 7, and further we get the final answer, that is IL equals to 1.714 ampere. So this is our final answer for the Thevenin circuit to calculate the load current which will be flow from the 5 ohm resistor. So here is the final answer, that is IL equals to 1.714 ampere. Now friends, we see another example of different configuration, that is example number 4. The question is that obtain Thevenin's equivalent resistance of the following figure to the left of the terminals AB. This question is asked in your GTU exam, that is December 2019, for 7 marks. Question again we will repeat that obtain Thevenin's equivalent resistance of the following figure to the left of the terminals A and B. So from this terminal we have to develop Thevenin's equivalent resistance. So in figure we clearly see that there is a one independent source is given, that is 6 volt, and only one source that is independent. Here one current dependent current source is given. So dependency of this source is on the current source, but there is no current source is provided in this circuit, or you can say there is no active current source, or we can say there is no independent current source is given. So in above figure, due to presence of dependent source, so this is the dependent source which is current dependent current source. So excite the network with 1 volt at the terminals AB. For the convenience, we introduce 1 volt source between terminals A and B for the current dependent current source. So at that time our main source, that is 6 volt source, is short circuited over here. So from this figure we can write the equation of RTH, and that is V upon I. So RTH equals to V upon I. V equals to 1 volt we take over here, and the current, that is capital I instead of I0, will be flow from this circuit. So RTH equals to 1 upon I0. This notation is given by us, and this voltage source is introduced by us. Why we introduce this 1 volt source? Because over here one current dependent current source is given, but there is no active source is given. So apart from that we have to choose one volt source between this terminal A and B. So our target is to find the value of I0. So from that we can easily get the value of RTH. So our next step is to apply the KVL, but before that we have to calculate the value of V2. So here RTH equals to V upon I, and V equals to 1 and I equals to I0 as explained in the later slide. So now we get the value of V2. So V2 equals to 1 volt. So why V2 equals to 1 volt? Because we know that in parallel circuit voltage is same. So here V2 is over here. So V2 to ground, and from A to B the voltage will be same. So we can say that the voltage between A and B is same as voltage between V2 and ground. So we can clearly write over here that V2 equals to 1 volt. But at node V2 the voltage will be, as per the Ohm's law, V equals to IR. So we can write the V equals to IR, but what is the value of I? Because one IX is entering over here and one I0 also entering over here at node V2. So I0 plus IX into the resistance R. Here the resistance is also provided over here, 4 ohm. So I0 plus IX into 4. So by simplifying all the things, we get the value, one equation, that is 0.25 equals to I0 plus IX. So I0 equals to 0.25 minus IX. So here I0 will get, but we have to find the value of Ix. So we get the finite value of Ix, and then we put this I0 into RTH. So our final answer we get. So our target is now to find the value of Ix. So in next slide we have to find the value of Ix. So for that we have to apply the Kirchhoff voltage law in the outer loop. So what is outer loop, friends? So this is our outer loop. This is our outer loop. So in this direction we apply the Kirchhoff voltage law. So now we discuss about the how the KVL apply on the outer loop. So suppose we keep the direction of current in this manner. So current will be opposing, so minus 0.5 Ix multiplied by the resistance of 5 ohm minus plus Ix, 3 into Ix, then plus 1 volt equal to 0. So all the things by keeping the left hand side to right hand side we get the value of like this, that is 1 plus 3Ix minus 5 into bracket the current flowing through the 5 ohm resistance, that is 0.5 Ix as seen in the figure, equal to 0. Why this negative sign is over here? Because the direction of current we choose and direction of current flowing from 5 ohm both are in opposite. So that's why here the sign is negative. And why the sign is positive over here? Because the current direction we choose and the current direction flowing into the 3 ohm resistor is same. That's why the sign is positive over here. And why this 1 volt source is positive? Because it is in discharging mode. Positive to negative we keep the direction. So in discharging mode the sign of voltage source is 1. So by simplification all these things we get the value of Ix, that is minus 2 ampere. So we have the Ix. So by putting the value of Ix in equation number 1, we get the I0 equals to 0.25 minus of 2. So we get the value of I0, that is 2.25 ampere. So friends, now we have the value of I0. So put I0 into the RTH, that is 1 upon I0. So by putting the value 2.25, so RTH equals to 1 upon 2.25. So the RTH Thevenin equivalent resistance, that is 0.24 ohm we get. So in this question we ask that, or we need to find the value of RTH, and we find the value of RTH, that is 0.44 ohm. So this is our final answer. So this is all about the Thevenin's theorem. So it is the GTU questions. So first question is that which will be asked in your exam, that is state and explain Thevenin's theorem, which will be asked in your GTU exam, that is December 2018, 2009 for 3 marks. State and explain in brief Thevenin's theorem. This question is asked in your GTU exam May 2012 for 7 marks. Then state and prove Thevenin's theorem. This question is asked in your GTU exam January 2013 for 3 marks. Another question is that find Thevenin's equivalent circuit for the network shown in the following figure. A question asked for December 2017 and December 2010 for 7 marks. Another question is that obtain Thevenin's equivalent resistance of the following figure to the left of the terminals AB. This question is asked in your exam, that is GTU December 2019 recently for 7 marks. Thank you.